5 seconds to go. First of all, I would like to say that I have been an admirer of the Indian Railways for its critical support to the life and living of the people in the country. Secondly, it has had an impressive record on several counts in recent years. Railways carry as freight items like processed minerals, food grains, etc. It has manufacturing as well as repair and maintenance units. It has also very good organizations like the RITES and the IRCON, which have done extremely well in terms of operating results. In this connection, let me compliment the Honorable Minister for his very bold confession on the day he took charge that he was taking charge of the railways in a very good condition. Mr. Vice Chairman, we know that the Honorable Railway Minister was a very eminent trade union leader. Particularly, he has a union leader in the railway industry itself. Perhaps this switch over to the other side of the fence, though agonizing, is a challenge to him, and I am sure he is getting the feel of the challenge and measuring up to it. The performance of the railways during the seventh 5 year plan has been really impressive. It has generated rupees 527 crores of surplus, reduced the deferred dividend, and it has reduced its dependence on the general budget. It is of the order of only 41% now. It has also successfully resorted to the instruments of internal resource generation and external resource mobilization from the market. Modernization of workshops, renewal of tracks and coaches, as well as rolling stock have been high on the agenda, and most of these have been met with a general degree of satisfaction. Computerization of passenger services has been a very welcome thing, and a large part of the general public is enjoying its fruits. I do realize the problem of resources and the other kinds of things which the Honorable Minister had raised, for example, how it is going to affect the job prospects, etc. But the confidence and sir, the fact remains that the railways have to earn the confidence and the support of the commercial clients. The commercial clients depend primarily on the quality of freight service offered by the railways. As far as the freight service is concerned, the railways have a commercial problem, and they are competing with the truck industry. The railway freight service is mainly dependent on the quality of service provided by the railways, the cost and the time involved in that context. Of course, we realize that the truck industry is energy deficient and it is very costly. But in the final analysis, it is a consumer who has to bear the cost the business and industry could care less whether the goods are carried by a cheaper mode of transport like the railways or a costlier mode, namely by trucks. However, in this, the economy as a whole gets hurt. Particularly, the railways are likely to lose in terms of the freight traffic offered. I see a reference made in the Honorable Minister's statement in regard to the thrust in the next plan. We realized that it would require more resources and more than that, much more efficient management and support from the entire group of railway employees at all levels. It is important that railway employees should be enthusiastic and involved, and one does not get their involvement by simply exhorting them, wishing them to do a better job, but through suitable instruments to of management. Certainly, railways require much more capable leadership at all levels. We have a very dynamic railway minister. I have respect for individual members of the senior railway staff. Some of them are my friends, and some of them I know at a personal level. But in a competitive world, you have not only to do a good job but continue to do it all the more in an improved way. Now, there are three aspects in the railway development program. As a passenger, we are interested in the new railway lines. Not only that, we are also interested to see that the railways promote the infrastructure to support development potential growth for the depressed areas. Laying of the new lines is very critical, but more than that, productivity of the current assets of the railways is also one of the critical detriments of the final efficiency of the railway system. Now, with regard to the new railway lines, I would like particularly to refer to the eastern region. Historically, railway lines were laid in the coal belt and some other areas, primarily to provide links and support to the extractive industry. We carried to the points where they were used, particularly for the new industrial centers. Iron ore, iron and steel remain even today one of the dominant segments of freight carriers. So the density of railways lines in these two regions, particularly Bihar and West Bengal, has a historical origin. But if you look at the post independent India, the per capita increase of the railway track in that region has not been improved.